we orchestrate the creative workflow from production to play out. And while we're supporting the entire advertising industry, our focus is very, very strongly on the creative workflow. And this matters a lot in TV because the investment in the production of creative is so significantly higher in TV than it is in digital. And as we now start having converged TV concept, advanced TV, addressable TV, this matters a lot, and this puts people in front of a lot of challenges. One of the things that we do is actually tie together the various players in the ecosystem. So we have a new developer API that we've introduced into the market, and behind that, a series of integrations with talent rights providers like the team companies. We have integrated with ad servers like Seismic and Flash Talking. And in addition, we have been supporting the broadcasters in getting advanced broadcaster video on demand infrastructure set up so that the creative workflow can really work seamlessly.
So Ben, you've got a really unique set of insights into the market and how it's developing, as you say. What are you seeing during 2021? What's really changed during the course of the last 12 months or so?
So look, I mean, we've had a sizable increase in the amount of advertising spend that's driven in converged TV. And as a result, a different set of challenges and complexities that have come with it. One of the things that we've seen is changes in measurement, right? I mean, if you just look at some of the upheaval that's going on in the US, if you look at the push that is going on in the UK also to establish C-Flight, then that's certainly been, one of the big changes that we've seen. And we've seen, increasing attention from broadcasters on really pushing new converged TV concepts. And we've seen that with ITV and Planet V. We've seen that with Sky and AppSmart. And we've seen in various other European countries like Germany, a lot of initiatives on the HBB TV front.
And this proliferation of addressable, the ongoing investment in advanced TV advertising, from a workflow point of view, it's not necessarily straightforward, is it? It does create challenges to the way that companies have traditionally run and delivered ad campaigns. What kind of challenges are you seeing across the industry?
Well, I really, again, I see challenges across three areas. One is that since it's, such a new thing, the whole concept of TV has always been one on broad scale reach. So as you start having things be more addressable, the question begs itself of, the minute you have several targeting parameters, am I getting the relative campaign sizes, sort of that I was getting before? And the campaign sizes are obviously smaller. So as a result, you will have a much higher frequency of campaigns going on. And that adds to a whole bunch of complexity in the workflow. The second thing I've talked about already before is, we obviously see the challenge of measurement, which has a whole bunch of challenges it brings with it. Namely, how do you get to a common currency of both, linear TV, addressable TV, video on demand, many of these running on different sort of like infrastructure sets. And the third piece, which is the one that we're very focused on, is the creative complexity that's being created with all the multi-version ad formats and campaigns that are running that need to be managed across different platforms, with some in a linear context, some in a demand context. So, quite a bit of complexity is probably the thing that ties it all together.
That's really interesting. And when you think about the work that's taken place over the course of this year and the progress you've been seeing, what do you see as the big priorities for next year? You know, as volumes of creative assets continue to grow, as addressable and advanced TV become even more important in the UK, what are the things the industry needs to double down on and really focus on next year?
I think there's still a lot of manual effort involved. So really the core of what we need to double down on is just getting scalability by automating as much of this as possible. Because as you start having campaigns in the hundreds and thousands and, not in the, double digits, I mean, doing this as a managed service just doesn't work. So really having systems that scale is going to be one of the biggest challenges that the industry will have, especially when it comes to the creative workflow.